Thank you very much for inviting me, Mr. Hökmark. Thanks to the EAF for having the chance to speak. I'm Vice Chair of ESOA. ESOA is the, let's say now, EMEA, European Extended Middle East, satellite operator agency. And let's say I represent here today the interests of 21 operators providing telecommunication services worldwide. Big names like Inmarsat, Intelsat are part of this association. The discussion, as you all know, on the sharing of frequency bands and the need for the mobile terrestrial sector is not at all new. It's ongoing everywhere, and of course the big challenge every year is, or every few years is, every 3-4 years is that, of course, the World Radio Conference, in which we then have to defend the interests of all the parties involved. I want to make 4 points this evening. I want to keep it really very, very simple, also within the 5 minutes. First of all, ESOA does not dispute at all the extended need for additional spectrum for the mobile, operators. There's no doubt that mobile operators need more frequency bands and spectrum in the future. It's all our own interest. We use it daily, so it's not disputed at all. But, and this is clear, as it was also mentioned by Andreas, guys, it is obvious that we have to insist that it cannot be at the expense of existing services. This is, vital. And we all rely on those services today. It's if you look at the emergency services, if you look at the maritime distress services, if you look at some of the, topics we're serving now with the refugees all around, those, the first needs in such situations is satellite communications. It's very, very reliable. We roll it out on a very, very quick and a broad base. And clearly mobile phones cannot, replace such satellite services in this role. The second topic that was mentioned by you, Mr. Geis, is the topic of frequency sharing. And sharing frequencies, you need to really look very, very careful on. You mentioned the 3.6, the C-band gigahertz frequencies. And of course, if we, whilst we don't use them in Europe very much, or at all, they are used very, very often in certain countries. If you look at Africa, Asia, South America, and there, the laws of physics really, talk about, limit the use. It's all about interference and avoiding that. And it's not obvious at all that, this can be used in coexistence. And the C-band decisions we took in Europe clearly show that we have to roll out of that frequency bands and satellites in order to be able to make it happen. The third point that I would like to mention is, it's not just Europe. The World Radio Conference is all about the world, and there's not one shoe fits all. What is good in Europe may not be good in the rest of the world, and we really have to talk about that. We really have to look at the impact of European decisions. There's global services that are provided in certain frequency bands, and we have to just make sure that those aspects are well taken into account. My last point is, we have to look at the real need of the mobile operators. We have, as you know, in 2008, we have freed up the C-band. By now, half of that band is being, used by mobile, operators. And of course, only half of that is licensed today. And within that half that is licensed, only a very small part is being used today. So we really have to base it on the need of those operators. So in conclusion, I think the topic is coexistence. We have done that many years with TV, with radio, and we have some colleagues on the table. And it's all about coexistence, making sure that the new services for mobile operators do not, interfere with the services that are available today. There is frequency bands that are not being used. We definitely think there is room for the mobile operators to grow in those bands. And whilst maybe mobile phones are more visible to all of us, I promise you that those services that are being provided by satellites are very, very necessary for the world. And I thank you for listening. Thank you.